The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I have a reason for pulling out that clip because Soren, literally right before the show went on the air, gave this to me, and I figure that I will share with you right now with you today. This is a popcorn panel exclusive right here. We're like the fucking New York Times here. We're giving you a breaking news because Godzilla Minus One looks like it's going to get a wide release from SDS, aka Warner, on 4K. Literally, I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming. They have the Steelbook, they have the regular edition, and apparently there's also going to be a regular Blu-ray as well. I saw the link for it going up on Amazon. Thank you, Soren, once more for giving me the link to it. But it looks like it's going to be more easily accessible now. Finally, Toho decided, hey, let's stop being fucking idiots and give it out to the wide release. Although, from what I understand, the Steelbooks, Toho initially gave the Steelbooks on Groove. It came up on Groove first, apparently, from what I've been reading, and it's already sold out. They were only given 1,000 copies for the Steelbook on Groove. Toho, Warner, you know it's gonna sell more than 1,000 copies. Like, you guys are dum-dums. You guys are dum-dums. You dum-dums.
Hey, by the way, it was the Royal Rumble 2017 review that I found out that Romy sang that song with dumbass, 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 dumbass.
You know what? It does feel like
over again.
that.
I would actually give you a more recent example: the James Cameron 4Ks. Remember when we had to go through pain to get our copies of that particular? Well, I think I had it the easiest because I only had to wait 5 days to get my copies, and I got all 3 of them just fine. People couldn't find True Lies for such a long time. How long did it take you, William, to get True Lies, if you even have the damn movie?
I actually don't. I actually plan on getting that soon.
Oh, Jesus. Like, literally, it took forever for most people. Like,
here's the thing.
I actually got lucky for the
tight
most
space
part.
on my shelves.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I got tight space on my shelves. I mean, look at this.
That's why I'm...
Get my head out of the way. Look at that. Look at all that. Look at all that. It's all full. It's all full. But for today's episode, first of all, I want to say for next week, first of all, it's our 2-year anniversary episode, the big episode that everybody's been waiting for next week. But at the same time, I realized when we got off the air that the 2-year anniversary, what we were going to do is episode 88. Have we tempted fate? Have we tempted fate about what's going on? Because it's one of our biggest shows of the year, and it's episode 88.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Great. Well, it's the same fate that...
Well, let me tell you, if we're going to do 88, we might as well read a book.
So, I don't even have a book. What kind of book that I'm going to tell you? A fucking sex book?
I mean, that's kinky, but,
Well, here's the thing, though. We don't want to pull, above us.
That's true. That's true. We have to be on our own original creative thing here. We have to be an original thing.
If we didn't, we're going to have to go through a lot of copyright claims.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
we
already went through a
copyrighted.
bunch of copyright claims. Thanks, Paramount, you dickhead.
Copyright claims?
Yeah, a bunch of copyright claims. So Jared can't be with us this week. A lot of shit's going on with him, but I'm hoping that he's going to be here next week.
He will.
I think he will.
Okay, I think he will too, but you know.
He told me that before we got on the air.
Okay. Oh, gee, Tanner just said this in the forum. Read a book. Can we read the junior novelization of the movie Dolphin Tale? Dolphin Tale. You know, I saw that shit in the movie theater. Dolphin Tale. Fucking Dolphin Tale, the movie about the dolphin.
Forgot about that movie.
Either that or Jordy reads the script to the room.
No.
Yes.
I will never read that script. You're gonna have to. You're gonna.
No.
Even
You know you're doing it, Jordy. You're doing it.
Listen, even if you held me at gunpoint, I'd say pull the trigger. I'm not reading that shit.
Well, okay.
Anyway,
Better now.
can anybody like? I mean, I love Hunter Hughes to death, but can there be other people in the live chat already?
They're
Like,
all hiding somewhere. We got 9 viewers, and we just have to say hello to the live chat. We got Hunter Hughes, Hunter Hughes, Hunter Hughes, Hunter Hughes, Hunter Hughes, Hunter Hughes, and Hunter
7 times now at this point.
well,
Like he's the most dominant one.
He's the dominant. Oh, that's kinky.
so
I had to go that far.
last couple of weeks, we actually have been doing pretty good. You know, Freaky Friday as of last week, you know, as of today, has 295 views.
295 views is very good. It's very, very good. We've been very successful. But in terms of like what I have planned for next week, trust me, I have something planned, at least on my end, for a topic that I have. And it's something that people have been wanting me to do for a very long time. And that's why I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not going to tell anybody anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what I planned. But let's just say...
Yeah, don't reveal too much, because if you do, then you'll probably...
I'll be ripped... I'll probably rip my pants.
Anyway, so...
You just got it, dude.
No, you still got it, dude.
But yeah,
whatever.
But yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
That's what she said.
Oh, Jesus.
Shut up.
Hey, it's not as bad as him claiming that stuff about Lindsay Lohan, even though she was a minor when Freaky Friday was filmed. He made that mistake. I made a mistake, y'all. Sorry. I made a mistake.
To be honest with you, what she looked like physically, I mean, here's the thing. Anyone can make a mistake, but then again, that's the problem. They don't, you know, do their research first.
And that's why I try to do my best to do research. I try my best.
Besides, you should see how she's doing right now. I mean, she's actually doing well for herself.
Pretty much, although the crappy Netflix movies aren't so good. Irish Wish, I heard that movie is so bad.
What was that Christmas movie that came out?
I forget what that
year.
movie is called, man.
What was?
I'm gonna look at Netflix right now.
I remember.
I know Christmas is in the title.
I just said that.
I know, but it's a Christmas movie. I don't know. What
No, not you. I'm talking to Hunter. 295 views. I just said that for last week's show.
Christmas.
Do you want me to go back to the replay?
Are we? Damn it. Hold on.
You know what?
Falling for Christmas. That's the movie.
For the first time ever, we're gonna do
Falling for Christmas.
Hunter.
Write that down. Write that down. There you go. That's the name of the movie with Lindsay Lohan's Christmas movie, Falling for Christmas, for the first deal of her Netflix deal.
I don't.
I heard it was not good though. That one, I heard the Irish Wish one is like really bad though. That came out around St. Patrick's Day. Oh boy.
I've heard that one was worse.
I heard that the guy from Aragon was in it. The main dude from Aragon was in the Irish Wish one. That might be catch a break.
Yeah. The time where as soon as the movie was over, I hurled the empty DVD case onto the floor. No joke. I was so mad.
Oh boy.
Okay, Excelenium. I mean, there's another one.
Hey.
We finally have another one. 7 views. I'm not sure why everybody's hiding. Hopefully it's not bots. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I guess we're just gonna get started.
I want to get this out of the way real quick before we go to our topic. So, I got 2 things I want to discuss.
Okay.
Firstly, You're chilling with Jordy will return tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. So that way, I didn't do it last night because again, last week was only for my birthday, and that was a birthday stream as well as it being chilling with Jordy. So there's that. And it will come back to its regularly scheduled, timing as
Time
well.
slot.
So
Time slot.
now, second, as much as I want to talk about SummerSlam, I mean, and here's the thing, I don't have anything too negative to say about it because I think the whole event as a whole was great, but I'm going to save all that for, this coming Thursday on R&R to give my thoughts because I might praise a few matches here and there. I might have to, trash one of them because there was one result I did not like. But just be assured that I will be discussing, my thoughts on SummerSlam this coming Thursday on R&R.
The only thing I know about it is that Roman Reigns came back. Apparently, that's all I know about that.
That is one of the many positives that I think that happened, on that night. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a few negatives that happened on that night too, like considering a certain injury to one of the Samoans who actually won, who won the tag team titles, with another one of the Samoans, and he got injured in the process, so they might be vacating those belts.
Oh, that sounds like a waste.
Yeah, and they just won the damn titles the day before SummerSlam.
That kind of sounds like what they did to Rhea Ripley post WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it was the week after WrestleMania, not the night after. So there's a difference. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's just reminded me of in the moment.
Speaking of which, I'm just gonna save. Like I said, I'm gonna save everything regarding every match, for this Thursday. So I just want everyone to know that I'm not gonna be talking about it tonight. You should discuss your review on SummerSlam
on R&R. R&R.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. This Thursday.
But yeah.
Now, as for reviewing, the recent DC animated movie universe, I haven't been able to find a way to get to the Reign of Superman yet for some reason. But I think I can try another. I think I can try, something else different to somehow try to watch it and then watch.
I know that there's a cut of Reign of Superman and the Death of Superman where it's pretty much combined together. I think that's the 4K. Maybe you could try and track that one down, or pretty much fast forward to the halfway point because there's a version that combines both parts of that into one movie. Like they did that for the Dark Knight Returns movie.
Now, I will be resuming my DC animated movie universe this coming Thursday, and then the next movie I'll be reviewing in the DC animated movie universe after that, I think it's going to be Batman Hush, I believe.
Hush, it's a sequel to the movie Hush and Mike Flanagan's Hush, which is a good movie.
Yeah, well, this Hush happens to be very different than the one you're thinking about.
I'd much rather watch Hush than the recent Strangers movie.
Oh, Strangers! Fuck me.
Fuck.
Other than that, that's all I've got to say, regarding what my plans are. If you guys, if you guys have anything else to say before we do our, individual topics, now would be a good time.
Okay. In terms of, I don't know if I have that much to say in terms of like other than my topic. I could say first of all that it seems like the summer movie season has been doing quite well. Deadpool & Wolverine's at $800 million worldwide now. I think
that's one of my topics.
$800 million, I think. Although I think in a couple of weeks, Alien Romulus is going to kick everybody's ass. I genuinely feel that way. And it's I think it's the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. I think.
I get what you mean, Hunter.
Although, to be fair, I don't know if it's going to be Inside Out 2 because Inside Out 2 made so much money. I don't think it's possible. I really don't think so because
I think it's going to be leaning towards Deadpool and Wolverine.
I mean, no, Deadpool Wolverine is still making money, but Inside Out 2 is made more money than Deadpool Wolverine currently.
Yeah, like we're
Really?
talking about
It closed at
all of the
1.5. We're
releases
talking 1.5
this
billion
year.
so far.
Hmm.
1.5 billion at the moment. Deadpool Wolverine's only made 852 million worldwide. So technically speaking, like I said before, everybody's like, on opening weekend it did very well, but it looks like because of the because MCU movies usually it's always been like that, even in the good old days, that they had a huge drop in attendance in the second week, and apparently that's kind of what happened. And also, let's face it, Twisters is doing so well. It's still going strong. That movie is like the juggernaut. That's going to be the sleeper hit of the summer, Twisters, because everybody is still going to see it. And it's been like almost a month since that movie came out.
I need to see it.
Me too. I need to see that. So, yeah. So good things are coming. Alien Romulus, like I said, Beetlejuice is also coming out September 6th. So that's probably going to make a lot of money. So, yeah, in terms of the box office, that's kind of the story right now. So I guess we'll just go into the topics. And I want William to go first since he wanted to talk about box office things. I'd
Well,
rather go
speaking
to
of
him.
that, well, like you said, Deadpool and Wolverine is making bank, and rightfully so, with scoring the sixth biggest domestic opening of all time.
Six? What? Six highest domestic, not worldwide?
As in domestic opening of all time.
Oh, not worldwide.
Hmm. And this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Ryan Reynolds is infamous for lacing his Deadpool movies with industry jokes. In the 2018 sequel, the anti hero ponders whether his movies will ever be able to pass up the $370.8 million
I don't
collected.
even remember that joke, to be honest with you. Or maybe
I,
it's in the unrated cut. Maybe it's in the ungraded cut because I've never seen the unrated cut. I
I've
haven't.
actually never seen that too. The only cut that I've actually seen was a theatrical cut, and that was only in when I saw it in theaters too. And
Yeah.
like, thank you, Hunter, for pointing this out. It actually passed the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, in terms of domestic, it's the highest because Passion of Christ was the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time for a very long time.
Yeah, and this
And
is
it beat
not
it.
adjusted by inflation, mind you.
Yeah, inflation goes a lot to it, especially in the 2000s when the economy was better.
Yeah, exactly. Reynolds finally got to see that wish come true over the August 2nd and 4th weekend, thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine, which has smashed one record after another since its launch more than a week ago, including stellar midweek business that put its 7-day domestic uh, at the stunning $298.3 million through
That's
Thursday.
shocking because usually midweek nobody goes to the movies. Really, midweek nobody really goes. So that's really interesting to see it's doing well midweek.
Yeah, the only time I ever go to the movies on midweek is like whenever I'm like in a mood just to get and cleanse my mind off of work and I want to
hmm
be immersed into a movie.
And then aliens would be like, "Oh yeah, too." No, what? No, that wouldn't
Oh
be alien.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think it would. What would
Okay.
alien be? If Deadpool was the Kool-Aid man, what Pepsi man? No, that's too obvious. That's too obvious. That's already top.
Obvious.
Easiest thing.
Maybe Mr. Clean. I don't know, Mr. Clean.
Oh, you mean Romy?
It's the juggernaut, bitch! It continued to make history into its second weekend. While everyone expected the movie to take in $85 million to $95 million in North America, the film actually grabbed another $97 million for a 10-day domestic tally of $395.6 million.
That's nice.
Uh-huh. And there's also another article which I'll get to in a moment.
Okay.
Now, according to this article, here here is the list of the 10 biggest openings for the sake of perspective. And that's only for domestic opening.
Okay. So it's only here in the United States, folks.
Yep, only. And number 10 is the Lion King remake with
Yeah, I remember that doing
191.8
very
million.
well. It did very well. It did very, very well because the
Uh-huh.
marketing too. Say what you will about the movie, and I actually think it's a little bit better than people give it credit for. But it did well because of the marketing. The marketing like was great for that movie. Like, remember the first trailer came out on Thanksgiving and everybody was talking about it? I remember.
Yes.
2018, everybody, Thanksgiving games. Like, this is before I even got into football. And they put the trailer in front of the football games and on that Thanksgiving, and everybody went fucking nuts.
Football. Number 9 is Black Panther with 202 million.
Yeah, that was a cultural phenomenon. I remember it did a lot. Like, it was gonna do well regardless, but it did better than expected.
Exactly. And although I still haven't seen the sequel yet, I know.
The sequel, I think, like, I love the first Black Panther, but I feel like the sequel, like it might be a little better in terms of story wise. It might be
Really?
a little better. Certainly visual effects, it's better. But I feel like, like, out of the, during my superhero fatigue, like, Wakanda Forever was one of the ones I actually really enjoyed, even with the superhero fatigue that I currently have. So
Exactly.
the only thing I didn't really like about it was Ironheart because it felt very forced in. But other than that, it's a really good movie.
Wakanda Forever. I thought it was great. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it, Hunter. Number 8, The Avengers with 207.4
Yeah, that was
million.
big. And I think Inside Out 2 just beat it. I think in terms of, like, domestically, I heard some article about that.
Yeah, just seeing The Avengers in theaters was an experience to behold.
Yeah, I saw it
Was
3 weeks after it came out, and I've already told the story several times, so I won't repeat it again, but let's just put it this way. When people are cheering 3 weeks after it comes out, you know you made a great movie.
Yeah. Yep. 7, the first Jurassic World with 208.8
yeah,
million.
that movie was huge.
It was a
good
juggernaut.
Lord. And it's the only good one of that trilogy.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this Colin Trevorrow guy is going to go so far. He's going to go somewhere. Nope.
That we don't talk about the last one.
Oh, Dominion could go kiss my asshole.
Yeah. I think that was in my top 10 worst of that year too.
I don't think it's gonna work. What the hell's the new one called? They gave it a name recently. Rebirth. I think.
Did you went over that like a few weeks ago?
Yes.
If I remember
Gareth
correctly.
Edwards is directing now. I'm just like,
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna heat up some spaghetti. Okay.
Go ahead.
As you were saying,
like, Jurassic World Rebirth. Gareth Edwards is a good director when he's given the right material. The creator is probably the best thing he's ever done. And David Koepp, I believe that's his name, the writer of the original, it came back to do this one. But at the same time, I feel like Jurassic Park, it's past its shelf life. It's time to stop.
Yeah.
Way past its shelf life. It should have ended.
Like, even the first one started off with this great, epic, like, film that breaks new ground in filmmaking, and now we come to this.
We come to the point where it's not even about the dinosaurs anymore. It's
Are
about
you kidding me?
I would hope. And plus, I don't even like they went back to the Jurassic World moniker. Why couldn't you just call it Jurassic Park again? Because Jurassic World, for all we know, is fucking over. So
the fact that Rexy came back was
the first Jurassic World.
It was. I'll give you that.
Jurassic World, it should have just ended right there. Because I feel it was a great movie. And then when Fallen Kingdom came out, it shat the bed with everything. It shat the bed.
Exactly. Number 6 is a movie that I already talked about, so I'm going to be skipping that one. Number 5, Star Wars: The Last Jedi with 220 million.
Big. That was very, very big.
Say what you will about the movie, though. And I've told this story like once, I believe. I saw the movie 3 times.
I saw it once, but I loved it.
I do too. 2 times for regular format, and the other one is for IMAX.
Damn, lucky bastard. Well, I saw Force Awakens in IMAX too, so I like to see all my movies in IMAX if possible, because IMAX is the best fucking form. I heard Dolby's really great too. I have never been to a Dolby.
Dolby is great, dude.
Yeah.
Next one, number 4, The Force Awakens with 248.
that made even more money. I mean, it
Yep.
was a phenomenon.
It
By the
and
way, I should mention this. I cannot wait for J.J. Abrams' new movie. You hear that he's having going to come out with a new movie?
yes, and I believe someone joined in the cast.
Glenn Powell, I know for sure is
Glenn.
in it.
Oh wait, Jenna Ortega, right?
Yes, I heard that yesterday. She's in the talks to sign up, but Glenn Powell was the first one cast. Apparently, he's the main character. So Glenn Powell is making a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Twisters, anyone but you. Say what you will about that movie. Like he's gonna get back on top now. He's gonna get back on top now.
Justin Williams, my favorite black brother from another mother.
Hey, Justin.
So yeah, can't wait. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait either, man. I mean, J.J. Abrams is a legend, dude.
He's a legend. He's a visionary. I mean, he co-created one of my favorite shows of all time.
Hell yeah.
Even though he didn't have much to do with it after the first season, but still.
And he pretty much saved
Star Trek.
Yes.
That Kelvin timeline saved fucking Star Trek. And
Mission
I love
Impossible.
those damn movies. Mission Impossible. Fucking love Mission Impossible. And I literally, he saved it because Mission Impossible 2 was one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. The only good thing about 2 was that
Luther was the only good thing about it.
Luther was the only good thing about it. And that one, and the only stunt that felt actually real. That's it.
Yeah, to me,
let's just
it's
say
all
this.
style, no substance.
Well, I'll just say one word.
That movie.
Knife. Enough said.
I didn't even get all that impressed with Knife because the villain was so fucking terrible. I couldn't take him seriously.
Ah, dude, now that he was a cartoon.
Fucking cartoon ass bitch.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit. I forgot the Limp Bizkit song's like the best thing about Mission Impossible 2. And it's saying that's sad when Limp Bizkit is the best thing about a Mission Impossible movie. That's sad.
You know, that movie got me introduced to Limp Bizkit, believe it or not.
Anyway.
Number 3, Avengers Infinity War with $257.7 million.
Yeah, I remember I couldn't see it on opening weekend, and I got kind of upset about that. Although I made up for it with the next movie, but you know.
Yeah, I saw it on weekend too in IMAX. That was amazing. Number 2, Spider-Man: No Way Home with $355.1 million.
Yeah, that did very well.
Yeah, and number 1, come on.
Endgame, moving on.
Who are you trying to bullshit here?
It's never going to be. Endgame is never going to be topped. Say what you will about Deadpool Wolverine, how much of it's a good movie. I'm glad it's doing well, but it's not going to top Endgame. No, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Never going to.
It is certainly. It is certainly.
It would be like an event picture that big will probably not happen for a little while. Maybe it will happen someday, but I'm not seeing it anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely the movie that you mentioned. This is a movie that it was in my top 2 favorite films of the last decade. It broke new grounds in the superhero genre, and
I think it broke the genre because because everybody got fatigued afterwards. It broke the genre. Like everybody was like, "Fuck this! I don't watch no more." But anyway.
And also too, I believe. Hold on. Is there any other facts that I'm missing of Deadpool and Wolverine? Hold on, let me check. Well, we all know that this is the second biggest film of the year.
Yeah, right now. Inside Out 2 is still currently the biggest. Still currently.
And let's see here. Is there any others that I'm missing here? Because I hate missing.
I will say for this summer, even though Deadpool, Wolverine, and Inside Out 2 were so successful, I have to give credit to Bad Boys because really, it was really Will Smith who saved the summer because it looked like it was going to be a fucking Center for Disease Control level of disaster. Yeah. And it's Will Smith saved it, and he saved his career. So.
Yep. Oh, okay. It also says here that it also was the biggest July opening of all time domestically.
That's strange, because I thought in terms of July openings, I've made nothing was gonna top something like Independence Day because that for a long time was the biggest July movie ever. In some ways, it still is because I still watch Independence Day every Independence Day. But anyway,
exactly. And it also surpassed The Lion King remake, like you said. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Oh, I forgot about that. That came out in July. That's right. It did come out in July. Because usually when I think of Harry Potter, I usually think, oh, it's going to come out in November. But no, the last couple came out in July. Well, Deathly Hallows Part 1 came out in November. But Half-Blood Prince came out, I believe, in June. And then Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in July. And I think Order of the Phoenix came out in June as well. I think.
Mm-hmm. And say what you will about the movie, Victor, it also surpassed The Dark Knight Rises.
That was also July. Yeah, that's right. It all came out in July.
And that's
Oops.
all I got for my first topic.
First, what's the second?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I want
What's
to
up?
be honest with you, Sword. I forgot Craven the Hunter was coming out.
Oh,
I forgot about
God.
that shit. And frankly, I think I still want to forget because nobody's gonna go see that movie. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's Madam Web killed the whole fucking Sony Venomverse. It's over. Go home. Retire. Bye bye.
Yep. Hasta la vista. And
Never mind.
the other one I want to talk about, Ryan Reynolds reacts to Deadpool and Wolverine smashing box office records. And he says, and quote, hard to process, according to Deadline. And it says here, he said, this is kind of hard to process, he wrote, but thank you to everyone who went to see the film this weekend. Hugh Jackman also celebrated the news, sharing fan art of his Wolverine longing looking at a framed image that reads, #1 movie in the world, which he captioned, Wolverine and Deadpool is the #1 movie in
Wolverine
the
and
world.
Deadpool. Fucking
Thank you
troll.
all. I just love how Hugh Jackman like swapped the names opposed to the actual movie title.
Yeah, fucking trolls.
That is funny shit.
And not DreamWorks trolls. Apparently those are shitty.
Those Trolls movies. There was like a world tour movie or
Yeah,
something
that was
like
the
that.
second one. That was the second
Yeah.
one. Band Together was the one that came out recently.
Yep.
Although, to be fair, it got NSYNC reunion. It got us an NSYNC reunion, to be fair. But anyway.
Yep. And there is one thing Reynolds has shared on Instagram, and he says, "A world about my get this in parentheses blue shirt guy."
Ah, blue shirt guy. Is that a reference to Free Guy? Is that a reference to Free Guy?
Hmm?
That's because his name is Guy in that movie, and he's always wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah. 8 years ago, Vincey Reynolds, that's the name, the username, changed the game with hashtag Deadpool. He set a record for R-rated openings, and he reinvented the superhero genre along the way. Today, he's obliterated with his own box office record, and he shuffled the deck yet again. I'm the lucky guy who saw it happen day after day, scene after scene, joke after joke, line after line. I'll get
Hey,
this.
Kevin Feige, it seems like you didn't have control this time. No wonder the movie's actually better than most MCU joints this year. Jesus Christ.
And you wonder why Ryan Reynolds is like one of the producers, I believe.
Yes, and apparently Kevin Feige hasn't really talked shit about Deadpool and Wolverine. He let Ryan do most of the talking. So technically that proves to me that Ryan Reynolds had a lot more creative control than Feige did. So the whole Feige has final say mentality didn't happen on this one because Ryan had final say because he knew what to do. Anyway.
Yep. In parentheses, the dialogue kind.
I know, but there's a show that we will not speak of. That's a spinoff of a show that I love. Fuck off. You're not gonna fool anybody.
Edit after edit, song after song, all with the
So that means he probably chose all the songs. Did he choose Google Dolls? Maybe he did.
Maybe 300. Come on, Oracle, stop fucking with me. With a relentless.
It's literally fucking you. Is the article literally fucking
like
you?
As I'm scrolling down through the article, it would sometimes bring me up a page, up a paragraph.
That's
and
bad.
I'm reading this through my phone, and that's probably like not a good sign. With a relentless 360-degree creative vision that is all fierce and unparalleled. He makes it all look so effortless which is why it's sometimes easy to forget how very hard and singular this man's achievement is. Sean Levy continued, but make no mistake, he is a um. Hold on a sec. Hold on, I need a drink.
I need a drink. You can need a drink.
But make no mistake, he is one killer of a talent. Off screen and on, Ryan is skilled and generous like no one have ever known.
And
He's
he makes
also
good commercials because literally he's the only guy that makes commercials actually worth watching. Like the Mint Mobile commercials you see on the internet sometimes, or like
yeah,
all those, like he makes commercials entertaining. How is that even possible? How
yeah.
is that even
Exactly.
possible?
How? I mean, he has the skill for that, you know.
I
And
think he's just a good businessman. I mean, he makes the commercials entertaining and people buy his products. I mean, come on, he
oh,
owns
oh,
Mint
oh, oh,
Mobile.
oh yeah, I'm not going to be surprised that he is going to get a lot of raises by the end of the year.
I mean, and plus he owns that one soccer team with that one guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that's apparently doing really well. I forgot the name of the soccer team.
Yeah, I
On
don't
Fox.
follow like soccer teams, but I may have a clear idea what
You
you
know
may
what's
be
funny?
referring to.
That there was a Heineken commercial for a Deadpool. I actually saw an advertisement for Old Spice promoting the movie. It's
Old
probably Ryan's idea,
Spice.
Old Spice. Wrexham? That's the soccer team? Okay.
Beep 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 beep. He's also the kindest buddy a person could ever have. It's the greatest joy and privilege of my career to work along with Van City Reynolds.
Yeah,
And
and Sean
yep.
Levy, in particular, I'm kind of glad that he's not, because people were saying, before the whole Avengers 5 and 6 shit, like he said Sean Levy was going to direct it. I'm glad he's not too, because I think Sean Levy, I think to me, he's the kind of filmmaker that probably would be difficult for him to tackle anyway. I feel like Sean Levy is better at more, I mean, not grounded movies, but like movies that he has specific style. Ever since like even his first movie, like Big Fat Liar, that movie has a style. Like that movie is so underrated. Big Fat Liar. That's such a funny movie.
It's so funny that it's actually on Netflix or has been on Netflix for a week or two.
Yeah, no, actually, it's been for about a couple of weeks. I saw it on Netflix. I'm like, oh man, I want to watch. I might want to rewatch Big Fat Liar. I'm just like, wow, he's come so far because that was his debut movie, Big Fat Liar, and he's come so far since then. And I still love Big Fat Liar. That movie is so funny. Paul Giamatti's a fucking riot in that movie.
And yep, that's all I got.
Wow, that was fast. Another thing I want to say though, it's a slight rant on my part, but it's not. It involves this. So it involves, because I forgot to mention this last week. I don't like the fact that after the Comic Con panel that they had when apparently they screened the movie at Comic Con, right? Before the movie even came out, like an hour beforehand, the cast and crew and everybody was ruining the movie on social media. The whole cast and crew were
Oh
ruining the
my god! Like I'm
surprises
so
in the
fucking
movie.
sick and
That
tired
is
of it.
the whole crew. I thought that Kevin Feige had this thing where don't spoil the movie, and now you're spoiling the movie for everybody before it even comes out. That is stupid, man. That is
Hold on.
so stupid.
It is so
To the point where
stupid. Like
Deadline made an article ruining it. That Cody Leach had to make a whole video about it. This is where I heard about it. Cody Leach had to make a whole video about this whole spoiler alert stuff. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I thought, like, why can't you just leave it for the audience to just watch? If you're gonna talk about it, maybe wait 2 weeks.
yeah,
Come
like
on.
seriously, like technology has really becoming like a huge like enemy to the viewer. Like they don't
Yes.
want. They're very sensitive to the
And
spoilers.
I
Like
feel, and I want to say something that Cody said in his video that's very true. If you're gonna want to avoid spoilers, especially for a big film like this, it's very simple. Turn off your fucking phone until you see the movie. Turn off your fucking phone. It's about as easy as it is. Yes, it's hard because a lot of people look at social media all the damn time. But I feel like, especially if you don't want anything ruined for you, just don't go on it.
yeah, but here's the
Just
thing though. My
don't.
younger brother.
You have to make it yourself. You have to put an effort on yourself to not have it ruined for you.
But you have to understand something, Vic. Like my younger brother has gotten spoiled for big movies in the past.
Yeah, I understand that. And for me, in terms of Deadpool, I know I got two things ruined for me. Only two things because of social media. Because I haven't really looked at it, but when I'm scrolling through other bullshit, they're like, "Oh, this pops up with things." I'm just like, "Come on, man, that y'all are stupid." But
I
like,
know.
and also the fact that people on TikTok pretty much they pretty much what they did was, I saw this. Cody said this. They were recording the whole movie in parts and uploading it to TikTok. They
Don't
recorded from
people?
the
Do
theater
people?
and they upload the whole thing
Do
in
do
parts,
do
like 100
people
parts on
fucking
TikTok.
realize that even recording little clips and uploading to TikTok, they're gonna have suffer severe consequences such as big fines?
Like I didn't know. And apparently Disney like took a while for them to take it down. So like, come on.
Well, they could have been like quicker enough.
I don't know. I really don't
And
know.
you know what?
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah, but Hunter Hughes, I want to play this clip. Hunter Hughes, well, I actually saw this, and this is how Deadpool and Wolverine would be like to the viewers to not spoil it. Oh, hold on. Fuck. Damn it.
You're in a movie theater, not the off room in your mom's nursing home.
Okay, I think this is it.
Hey, Bob. You're in a movie theater, not the off room in your mom's nursing home.
Oh
Put
God.
your phone to silent or I'll shove it so far up your you'll have to answer it through your No. Easy now. Easy now. So much testosterone. It's God, when you yell like that, it makes my vibrate. I think it's my Listen, just turn your phones off or put them on silent. You know, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna take his neck veins for a walk now. Enjoy the film.
You know, people should really take lessons from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Thing though, didn't they show the PSA in the theaters when the film, like every time the film's about to come on, they show the PSA. Like sometimes, after, like, say for example, when you go to AMC, for example, you show the Nicole Kidman ad when the movie would start. Sometimes they put an ad after Nicole Kidman stuff to like say like introduction, greeting people, thank you for seeing the movie, blah blah blah. Didn't they put it in front of the movie when you saw it?
Um, well, here's the thing though. I saw this movie at a showcase cinemas, and I believe that particular like warning is only available at a Regal theater.
I thought AMC put this
That's what
thing
I
on
thought
too.
too. Like I thought they were also included in the AMC and
But
showcase
Showcase
theater
is
chain.
kind of a major chain, so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, Hunter Hughes can attest to this. At Regal, they did show
I
that
see.
warning video.
But yeah, so yeah, it's doing well. We
Yeah.
spent like 45 minutes saying it's doing well, but let's go on to something else. I'll go next. And we're going to talk about another movie that I saw on Friday night. And it is a movie that some of my audiences have heard of, some have might not, but it's an Indian film named Kill. This is an action movie from India. It's an independent movie. It was screened at Fantastic Fest in September of 2023. And then soon afterwards, Lionsgate acquired the rights to the movie. And that's why they gave it I don't know if it was a wide release, but it was a very limited one. But it was the first Indian movie that got bought by a major studio. Like Lionsgate, I guess, even though they're the bomb factory, as I call them, it's still technically a major studio. And this movie is, first of all, to me, I've said I think I said this in my review, but it's one of these movies where it's kind of like a spiritual successor to The Raid, like literally, and almost like in some ways, almost like The Night Comes for Us all over again. Remember The Night Comes for Us, the movie that I pretty much begged Romy to watch? Me and Hunter begged him to watch, and he ended up loving it. Yeah, this is that kind of movie. And it centers around a military commando whose girlfriend is engaged against her will because her father's like this rich guy, and he already like arranged a marriage. He arranged a marriage. So what he did was was going to go onto a train that is boarding to New Delhi, which is the capital of India, and he wants to stop the marriage. Meanwhile, while that's going on, this gang is on the train and begins to pretty much take everybody hostage on the train. So it's kind of like a Die Hard scenario where they're taking the people hostage on a train. And then, to not give anything away, something happens and it leads the main character to go on revenge for the rest of the movie. Now, this movie, what I would say is, this movie is fucking, well, for the first 45 minutes, it's a great action movie. It's great. Like, the action is really well done. But it isn't until, first of all, I want to say this first. This movie has the longest cold open I have ever seen for a movie. The title card does not come up until 45 minutes into the movie. 45 minutes it takes for the title card to come. So it's the longest cold open in history. Endgame got topped. I thought that was the longest cold open in history. But no, killed it. No
Damn.
pun intended. 45 minutes. But after that point, when the title card appears and it's a bit of a breathing room, because something happens. I won't get into it now because I want everybody to see this. But from that point forward, the movie becomes even more brutal than it was before. This movie is fucking graphic. It is gory as shit. You'll see shit that literally, there's decapitations. People literally get their heads twisted. People literally, to the point where one guy literally gets his head pretty much kind of explodes because the guy is stomping on his head multiple times. It's all mush. Like, it is that brutal. It is that crazy. It is one of the craziest movies I've seen in a very long time. And what I like about it, despite the fact it is so brutal and the action is so great, I think it also has a great story too. It has a great story. While derivative, I think it works so well, and it has an emotional depth to the proceedings that I really, really like. I think it's more emotional than, say, a John Wick, you know? It's really, really, really well done. And for a subtitled movie, really, I feel like anybody could enjoy it. Because I know subtitled movies, a lot of people have a hard time with them because, oh, I don't want to read subtitles. I just want to watch everything on the screen. But I feel like this is one of those subtitle movies that literally, it's to the point where it is so simple and easy to understand, you won't mind reading the subtitles. Like, it's not like some art house pretentious ass movie. It's a very simple action movie. And yeah, sure, there is a lot of movie, like, since it's Indian cinema, there's a lot of, like, for example, they have like certain parts of the movie where they're speaking in English for no specific reason. They're speaking in English, and well, it's kind of like, I don't know if they actually like speak English and their Indian language, because there's a lot of Indian like dialect in India. There's different kinds of dialect. I don't know which. I think this one uses Hindi. I think. Yes, this one uses Hindi, and um, they're mixing it in with English stuff. And generally, that's what they do in Bollywood, like type of movies like this. And obviously, there's like a cheesy ass song that's playing in the background. Although, to be fair, in terms of Indian cinema, this is like one of the only Indian movies from my knowledge, it doesn't have like a song and dance number, like a musical, like a song like they're singing and dancing. There's none of that. Although it has a cheesy song in the middle of the movie that's all in Indian when he's climbing up the train to kind of save the day. There's like a corny ass song, but it's part of the charm of the movie. And like I said, this movie is fucking brutal as shit. It is most of it is CGI blood, but I think the CGI blood does look pretty good for the most part, just like the Raid movies, ironically enough. And it is just like, it is a movie that it's hard to describe when you haven't seen it before, but for those who've seen it, you understand where I'm coming from. And you know what's funny? I want to mention a funny story. When I turned on the movie and the opening logos were coming on, you want to know what was one of the opening logos in the movie, William? Like, other than Lionsgate and Roadside Attractions, they handled the American release. The third logo was for a company called Dharma Productions. Productions.
Well, Dharma, give me some food because I'm hungry.
That's probably the last time I'll reference Lost in this episode. No, that's probably not going to be the last because the Dharma Initiative. Hello, can you get it?
Endless.
Options for renewal.
Oh, shut up.
But yeah, the movie is so great. Like, I had such a blast watching this movie. And the acting for an Indian film, even though obviously I don't understand the dialect, I thought the acting was really good. Like, the main guy, apparently the main guy did before an Indian entertainment was a bunch of TV shows. This is his first movie. And he's fantastic. Like, the whole cast is fantastic, but the lead in particular is really, really good. So this is a great film. And honestly, this might be a hot take. This might be my favorite film of the year so far. It might be.
Damn.
So because of that, I'm going to give the movie a 5 out of 5. This is a 5 out of 5. This is a damn great movie. It is so entertaining. What I liked about it is that it's so endlessly rewatchable too. It's endlessly rewatchable. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's just right. It's like the just right porridge and Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
How did you watch the movie?
Piracy.
Yep.
Although it is available on digital. Lionsgate's made it available on digital. And apparently, it's coming out to 4K pretty soon. So, for
Cool.
those who haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. This movie is absolutely, because I guess I'm just a sucker for action movies, so that's probably why it's my number one. But it is so great. It's just worth watching. It's a hard movie to explain, but once you watch it, you're just gonna be on a thrill ride from start to finish. It is so great. 5 out of 5. That's all I gotta say in terms of that, because I think it's one of the most underwatched. I don't want to say underrated because it is getting the credit it deserves in terms of like critic reviews and things like that. But like, it's very underseen because it only got a limited release. So I would highly recommend watching this. I mean, this is just like amazing. Like, it's truly a work of art, it's just great. Oh, and that reminds me, of a work of art, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is now on Disney Plus and Hulu. So everybody go watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's like my third favorite film of the year right now. I think it's my third favorite film of the year right now.
I
So
think it's my number 3 too, actually.
yeah, that's available. Is there anything else that I'm missing? What am I? Bah humbug. Oh, bah humbug.
Okay,
Am I miss?
Scrooge.
No, I'm not Scrooge. Although I am a little cranky. I'm more like Carl Fredricksen, but younger. Yeah. I found a Watch Mojo list, and maybe maybe I should like take care of this. It is called the
Jeez.
10 times massive egos ruined productions. It's not a ranking. It's actually just a list. Like, it's not a ranking, so it's not in any particular order. But I feel like I should get this over with, because my review kind of went as shorter than I thought it was gonna be. So let's read this 10 times massive egos ruin productions, and let's see if anybody agrees. First of all, first one up is Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam. Abso-fucking-lutely. I remember that one sign I saw during the WrestleMania of this year's WrestleMania. And it was a pre-show, I believe, of night 2, and there was this guy who had a sign saying Black Adam sucks. And
Black Adam.
oh my goodness.
By the way, it's Black Adam, not White Adam. Like, seriously.
Adaptations of famous. What?
I saw that coming, Jordy. Like,
What adaptations of famous properties don't necessarily need to adhere strictly to the source material to be successful. With that said, comic book fans are generally protective of the stories and characters they love and want them to be represented with respect. Dwayne Johnson's actions behind the scenes of 2022's Black Adam seems to have distanced the title character from the superhero with which he's most identified in comics, Shazam. That's right, they separated Shazam. That's right. Reportedly, Johnson was more interested in Black Adam having a future on-screen collaboration with Superman rather than the one-time Captain Marvel. They had to change the name of Shazam from Captain Marvel to Shazam because of the other Captain Marvel. Of course, none of this really matters in the end because Black Adam disappointed critics and audiences upon release, while its profit margin was comparably slim thanks to the hefty production budget. Also, David Zaslav killing its ass. This will change the hierarchy of DC. Yeah, from Zack Snyder for Dave.
Oh yeah, there's also this one hot-headed like moment with Dwayne Johnson where he's in one of the Fast and Furious movies, and the director had to like film scenes separately when Vin Diesel was on set.
Which one was that? Was that Fate of the Furious or
I think it
was
was.
that Furious 7?
I believe it was Fate. Fate of the Furious, I believe.
Furious, yeah.
Because I've read an article surrounding like the actors who took things too far on set.
That was just like
That was bad.
That was like, I mean, at the very least, they got Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson got their shit together, and that's why he's back in Fast and Furious. Probably because his career went so down the shitter after Black Adam, he has no choice. Other than Moana too, what the fuck else does he have, you know?
Exactly.
Next up, one of the subjects of our last review, Lindsay Lohan for the Canyons. Not for I Know Who Killed Me, but for the Canyons.
Yeah.
Many of Lindsay Lohan's fans were rooting for the actress when she attempted a slow. Oh, my food's here. Hold on.
And
Thank
she
you.
also had a report with bad behavior on the movie Georgia Rule. You remember that?
Oh, yes, that's right. There's a story about Georgia Rule, which I want to tell you about before I go for any further. Apparently, when the production of Georgia Rule, which is I think it's directed by Gary Marshall, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Gary Marshall.
So what happened was that she was already starting her party antics that she's known for, like the booze and the drugs and things like that. So what happened was she at one point couldn't go on the set one day because she was not feeling well. And what happened was that the CEO of the company, Morgan Creek, who was financing the movie, other than Universal, Morgan Creek financed Georgia Rule, literally sent a memo out to Lindsay. And he was like, fuck you. I know you were partying last night. You got to get your shit together and come back on the set, or else you're going to be dealt with serious consequences.
Yep,
Like,
and I have the information right here. They also claimed her acting like a spoiled child.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
With the Canyons, going back to the Canyons, many of Lindsay Lohan's fans were rooting for the actress she attempted a slow return to the silver screen after a much publicized struggle with substance abuse disorder. Unfortunately for films such as 2013's The Canyons didn't do much to raise Lohan's public profile, at least not in the way she probably intended. Instead, stories rose about how Lohan would either show up to unfit to work or not even bother to show up at all. So this is like Georgia Rule Part 2. Apparently, the actress was also allegedly combative on set and demeaned others, including director Paul Schrader, which to Paul Schrader, I'm like, first reformed, moving on. She demanded others to disrobe when it came time to shoot a sex scene from the script. So literally, she wanted the director to strip down, even though he wasn't in the sex scene. What? Finally, Lohan publicly distanced herself from the erotic thriller after it was finished, essentially putting the kibosh to any sort of promotion. Yeah, I remember the Canyons did not do well. If anything, I think it went to VOD, if I remember correctly. Let me go ahead and
within
look
like the span of what? Few weeks?
Let me have a look. I'm going to make sure. The Canyons. Come on. 2013. IFC released it. Oh my god. It literally was released on limited release and on VOD on the same day.
Damn.
They literally didn't give a fuck. Wow. And why is Gus Van Sant in this movie? Gus Van Sant isn't one of the actors in the movie. What? Gus Van Sant? The guy who did Good Will Hunting and nothing else really all that good was an actor in this movie? Who did he have to bribe to be in the movie?
he probably was there for the paycheck.
Good lord. Next up, Watkin Tudor Jones, otherwise known as Ninja, one half of the infamous duo Diane Ward for Chappie, aka the two that ruined the fucking movie, pretty much so it could be a fucking vehicle for their music careers, which their music is utter shit to begin with, and they became the main characters because of their ego. Congratulations, Neil Blomkamp. You had a movie right here, and if you focused on the relationship between Chappie and Dev Patel, maybe we would have something. But no, we have to give it the these two fuckers. Man, Neil Blomkamp can't seem to catch a break, except for Gran Turismo. I think in Gran Turismo, he did finally catch his break. The director's filmography includes many efforts were hampered due to a variety of missteps, mistakes, and misfires. Chappie was one such entry, a film from 2015 that featured within its cast one Watkin Tudor Jones, also known as a Ninja, from the group Diane Ward. Ninja was allegedly hostile to a number of cast and crew during the production of Chappie, and it was unclear from sources that whether this hostility was sincere or came from a place of method acting. Whatever the case, Chappie did double its budget of $49 million, was still seen as a failure, and future plans for future sequels were scrapped. Congratulations, Diane Ward. Your egos were so bad it killed Chappie. Congratulations. Yes, I am grateful that Neil Blomkamp came back last year with Gran Turismo.
I am too.
I fucking loved it. Next up, this is not a movie, but I'll talk about it anyway because I think everybody my age knows when this happened. Remember 2.5 Men, the TV show 2.5 Men?
I think I'm familiar with that, but okay.
Charlie Sheen. Remember when he got fired?
Oh, Charlie Sheen.
Remember when they got fired? He got fired. It was replaced with Ashton Kutcher. I remember that like it was yesterday, man. Like he went nuts, dude. You remember Winning?
Oh gosh, Charlie Sheen.
The big screen isn't the only place where egos can run rampant, and seemingly irreparable rips can emerge from a moment's notice. 2.5 Men was a fan favorite sitcom during its early years, suffering as much of suffering. I gotta breathe. Breathe, Victor, breathe. I think I need to turn the AC. I'm losing my breath. Serving as something of a triumph for movie star Charlie Sheen. However, this small screen success was dampened by Sheen's struggles with substance abuse. Well, substance use disorder, but I think they meant substance abuse, leading to repeated clashes with co-stars as well as co-creator Chuck Lorre. Sheen's character was eventually written out of the show when the character was dismissed, when the actor was dismissed from 2.5 Men, but this wasn't the end of the story. Instead, Lorre decided to have the last laugh by killing Charlie Sheen's character off in a manner that can only be described as broad. I remember this happening like if it was yesterday. I remember I was like there, like I was watching the news and like everybody was like the big news, like Charlie Sheen got fired from 2.5 Men. I'm like, damn, because it was right after the whole Winning stuff. Remember that? Winning.
Oh yeah.
It was saying a bunch of crazy shit because he was on so many drugs. Jesus Christ. Next up, Alejandro Jodorowsky for Dune. Not that one. Not even the David Lynch one. It was an unmade movie back in the 70s.
Really?
The fascinating 2013 documentary Jodorowsky's Dune tells the tale of the maverick and often controversial director's unmade Dune adaptation from the 1970s. Jodorowsky was known for his transgressive cinematic tendencies. Oh, he's pretentious. Wonderful. Possessed a sprawling, nigh unfilmable vision for Dune. This adaptation of the Frank Herbert series of novels possessed ideas that were incredible, magnificent, and truly awe-inspiring. However, they were unfilmable for any movie studio who didn't have a blank checkbook policy. The auteur refused to compromise on this vision, which frightened off investors. The level of expense and manpower required for production, as well as Jodorowsky's desire for the film to run 10 hours. Okay, this is pretentious.
10 hours?
This is the ego. This is like no movie needs to be 10 hours long.
What?
At least Denis broke it up. Jesus Christ. Was simply unattainable, and Jodorowsky's Dune never came to fruition. Damn.
That egomaniac, like, I hope he gets swallowed by a freaking sandworm.
Ay, Jesus. Next one. Edward Norton and Tony Kaye for American History X.
Oh, Edward Norton is notorious for being
dude, he was
difficult on set.
rewriting the script for the Incredible Hulk without Kevin Feige's permission.
Yeah,
several
exactly.
times.
He was a
He was being
like
an
ass to work with.
And that's why they had to recast it with Mark Ruffalo. I mean, imagine if Edward Norton got his shit together and was still in the Avengers. I think he could have been pretty good. Like, come on, man.
He could have been if it wasn't for the eagle.
And this is no exception.
Yeah.
Edward Norton is an extremely talented actor. And American History X was a noteworthy achievement for director Tony Kaye. However, the production of this film was fraught by turmoil, including reported clashes between the director and his leading man. Norton's reputation for being creatively hands-on has often resulted in tensions behind the scenes. This was seen in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, ironically enough, Incredible Hulk, with the role of Bruce Banner being recast after Norton's involvement. I mean, imagine if Edward Norton didn't do all that and he was still in the Avengers. Like, come on, dude. It would still be in the MCU by now.
Okay, Tanner says something. Vic, if that Dunya blows up my speakers in one of these episodes, you're paying for my new laptop.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, man. Oh,
I wonder how much money you'll be paying for a new laptop, Tanner.
Oh, God. Thousands. Anyway, as I was saying, Norton's script doctoring and Edge for American History X resulted in fiery confrontation between the actor, Kaye, and New Line Cinema, who produced the movie. The final product underperformed at the box office, and Kaye's career as a director stalled in the aftermath of this disowning of the film. Kaye disowned the movie? The director disowned the movie? How? I heard the movie's great. I own the movie now.
Wow.
Come on, dude.
Really?
Next up, oh boy, this is notorious. Everybody knows the story. If you're a self-respecting movie fan, you know about the story. And it's when I say this guy's name, you're going to know what it is. Michael Cimino. Heaven's fucking Gate, man. I mean, Michael Cimino was on a roll going into 1980s Heaven's Gate. The man had wrote successful screenplays and helped two well-received feature films, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, and The Deer Hunter. It was with this latter film that Cimino's meticulous style was codified, and the film won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Picture. But it would be with Heaven's Gate that the level of obsession would go too far, effectively ruining his career. Everybody knows the story about how with Heaven's Gate, oh, thanks, where'd you find this? Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
You know that the story about it was so bad, it went so over budget that United Artists nearly went bankrupt.
Jesus.
And MGM bought United Artists as a result. Damn.
Yeah.
Next one. I don't even need to say the description for this. Once I say this name, it's over. Wesley Snipes for Blade Trinity.
Yep.
Right along because
moving on.
Everybody knows this story. Like,
I know this story like it was literally yesterday.
Like, come on, dude. Like, why are you acting like that? I mean, he didn't even do this shit on the first 2 Blade movies, and now he runs Ramp's ego. Granted, David S. Goyer was not a good fit for the directing spot. He was not.
Yeah, because of that bullshit.
I mean, come on. It was so ridiculous. He was like treating everybody like crap. He barely came up on set. Like the final shot of the movie, I don't think it's like he had the final shot of the movie. Apparently, they had to CGI his eyes. I swear to God.
Yep.
Come on, man. It's so notorious. Everybody knows it. Anyway, I didn't make my munching break. Next one. Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando for the remake of The Island of Dr. Moreau. One of the most notorious productions ever. It's one of the most infamously troubled film sets of all time, so much so that it was made the subject of its own documentary. The 2014 film details how a 1996 version of the Island of Dr. Moreau brought in two actors, infamous for their bad behavior, the young hotshot Val Kilmer and the OG infant terrible Marlon Brando. The film's screenwriter and original director Richard Sand was fired midway through the production, yet snuck back on set in costume. Wow. Sand was going through a divorce. It was allegedly argumentative throughout production. Meanwhile, Brando demanded to be fed all his lines via earpiece, and co-star Fairuza Balk, yes, that Fairuza Balk, Nancy from The Craft, that Fairuza Balk, who's also in American History X, ironically enough, actually attempted to physically escape the film, but was dragged prohibitively back on the island. Wow.
Damn. Okay, now Tanner says something else in the film form. I won't be paying much for a laptop, Will. I'm only gonna pay the same amount of money it costs to make an Apple original movie.
Oh my God, oh my. Apple, you need to cut down your damn budgets. Why the fuck does Formula One cost over $300 million to make?
Like, I get it. Like, it's based on, like, like this whole race circuit and everything, and you had
It's
to,
like a whole league. It's a whole league.
Yeah, and how they were able to invent those cars was crazy. But why cost that much money to make a movie out of it?
Oh my God, dude. The last one, Joan Crawford and Betty Davis and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. To the point where Ryan Murphy made a show about their feud. There was a professional and personal rivalry so infamous that was developed into a TV series. That's the Ryan Murphy show that I'm referring to. Betty Davis and Joan Crawford were towering legends in old school Hollywood, and their distaste for one another actually worked in the financial favor for Whatever Happened to Baby Jane in 1962. This psychological thriller would turn out to be a defining moment for both women, but not without a cost. There were reports that Davis only signed on to the film once she was assured that her ratio of close-ups wouldn't be affected by any suspected behind-the-scenes romance between Crawford and the director. Otherwise, it was alleged that the two stars caused injury to each other during certain scenes. Wow. It's like a Real Housewives episode, but in movie, like in real life.
Damn.
That's nothing compared to the $400 million Mission Impossible. Oh my God, Mission Impossible 8. Why is it called fucking $400 million? Because of a damn submarine? I thought that Dead Reckoning Part 2 was so great and deserved to make more money. I don't even know how much it's going to do. This Dead Reckoning Part 2. I don't even know how much this is going to do.
I don't know how it will.
I don't even know it's going to even recoup it. There has to be a fucking miracle. There people are like, oh, but again, a lot of people do trust Tom Cruise, and you should never underestimate him. Despite the fact that Dead Reckoning Part 1 bombed, but that was only because they decided to open it 1 week before Barbenheimer. That was Paramount's mistake.
And don't underestimate Christopher McQuarrie.
Part 1, Part 2, who cares? I don't even know what's which anymore.
Like, just stick with the original title. You don't need to, like, change.
Because I'm not calling it just Dead Reckoning anymore. I'm not calling Mission Impossible 8 Mission Impossible 8. I'm bullshit. It's Dead Reckoning Part 2. It's kiss my ass.
Like, don't tell me how I should say movie titles nowadays.
It's dumb. Anyway,
Don't tell me what I can't do.
Oh, he referenced Lost before I did.
Oh, wow. That's a first.
Part 2.
Yeah. So I'm done now. Jordy, you can go. I'm gonna eat now.
Okay. Well, I think we'll might get to a review sooner rather than expected, but I guess it's what the hell. And plus, episode 88 will be next week, and everyone's more looking forward to that than
This is a calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen. It is.
Yeah.
Anyway, shut up!
Hi, doggy.
If you're gonna act like a bunch of savages, do it outside.
We're savages.
Hi, doggy.
Oh my God. We're savages. Or how about this one? We're Randy Savages. Yeah. All right.
That's true. It's not. Well, no. Sorcerer's Stone. Kiss my ass, Sword. It's called Sorcerer's Stone. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Stone. Kiss my ass.
That's how I called it when I was a child.
I'm still gonna call it Sorcerer's Stone to the day I die.
Exactly.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Anyway, so after giving some thought, and I was talking to Chayton last night, on PlayStation online, with the headset. I have come to the decision that, since, now that I got a PlayStation 5 and now I can screen record some, a lot of stuff for an hour and what have you. And then there's also, and then there's also the fact that I can stream it off YouTube, which I'm going to have to test out, sometime later this month. I've decided that when we get to a successor, see, the thing is, I'm planning on succeeding Chilling with Jordy with Gaming with Jordy. So that way, once I reach episode 200, of the show, once it ends this year, that's going to be it. And it's going to be succeeded with Gaming with Jordy, so that way, and you know what, still, people can still be a part of, the call, unless you have PlayStation, online, an account, which by the way, you can, you can even get the PS app if you want to, and try to, make a PlayStation account and join in on the call, during gameplays and all that, which can be fine either way. Maybe even air screen some gameplay, never know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, just talking with Shane last night, just thinking about it, I was thinking, what he said was true, now that I can, do some gameplay live streams online, with the PlayStation 5 and do it on YouTube, I can actually do gaming streams. And, I might get myself a webcam, because I think that's what,
there's an official PlayStation webcam, I believe.
That's what I plan on getting, soon.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm going to still try and put everything on subscribers only mode, because again, I like things all neat and orderly,
Neat and neater.
So just, again, a whole 4 weeks up to 30 days to say, to be subscribed in order to be in the live chat, that whole deal.
Good.
But other than that, that's pretty much all I got, to say in regards to what I plan to do for the future in regards to gaming streams, because again, now I don't know if that'll mean after I'm done with the Switch games. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to stream Switch games, because, if I do it off,
Maybe I don't know how you would do that. That's true, because I would say a capture card, but I don't know if you have a legit computer that you could use that on.
Yeah, I would have to need more than one monitor just to get things situated.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a bitch to work with, but
all
that aside, but I'm perfect with what I got right now. Now I'm going to try and get some more PS5 games other than just Spider-Man. And by the way, I have beaten it, and I will give a review on it.
Which Spider-Man do you have? I have the first.
Insomniacs.
Yeah, I know, but there's the first one, there's Miles Morales, and then there's
that's the first one. That's right.
Oh, okay, the first one. Okay.
I plan on playing the other two as well. I will give a review on it next week's show, to be fair, so that way you all can, tell what I thought of the game.
I think it's the definitive Spider-Man game. To me, it's the definitive Spider-Man game.
Oh, yeah.
What other games are you planning on getting for the console?
I'm planning on getting the other two Spider-Man games, but I also plan on getting the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1.
That's right.
Oh, the collection that comes with
one.
I
think two. Does it come with 3?
Actually, it's not just that. It also comes with all the other games like Metal Gear 1 and 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. And it also comes with the other, games that aren't really canon, as it were, like, the NES version.
NES one.
And also Snake's Revenge. I'm like, oh, shit.
And for 3, it has to come with subsistence, right?
I would think that.
It's still subsistence. And same thing with Metal Gear Solid 2 with subsistence.
Well, it has the subsistence.
But the thing is, it's got the adaptions of substance and subsistence in both of the Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 games. So you don't need to worry about that.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
Because I heard the subsistence version of Metal Gear Solid 3 is better than the original base game. That's what I've heard.
Well, the thing, the reason why it is because the thing is, I think the original, when they sold enough copies and it became very so known back in 2004.
It became very successful.
It was very successful, and you know what? And now hopefully the next volume they get, I hope they cover Metal Gear Solid 4 along with Peace Walker and the 2 Metal Gear Solid 5 games, Ground Zeroes and
Phantom
the
Pain.
Fate Pain. So
Yeah. Or
4,
yeah.
aka the one that had like the longest cutscene in the Guinness.
The 4 was the
Over-
one that had the longest cutscene. 5.
That's why I
kind of-
said 4.
Yeah, okay. Because 4 is just like, I think the last cutscene of the game is like what, over an hour?
Wait.
Dude,
I thought it was like over an hour. It has 71 minutes or something like that.
Hideo Kojima, you're not making a movie. Play a game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You're
Hideo
playing a
Kojima
video
has
game.
always had that problem. Death Stranding also has that problem too. I'm just like, Kojima, this is a game. If you want to make a movie, that's cool. Make a movie. But this is an interactive medium. Video games are interactive medium.
Yeah, I've never played Death Stranding before, but looking at gameplay for it feels like one of those like escort like type of games.
It looks like a
where it
Hitman
kind of feels
game
repetitive.
with all the shooting. It looks like a Hitman game. The Hitman games, except for all the shooting you have to do for Hitman.
now, then after that, I think I'll also get Uncharted because I've heard it's a very good.
Uncharted is one of the best franchises of all time. It is just. I've only been the first 3 games, but my God, it's incredible. Better than the fucking movie, that's for sure. Marky Mark is Sully, and Sully is supposed to be an old man, and Marky Mark is playing him. Fuck off.
I mean,
So-
you could have gone anybody else really for that role.
Sony's golden boy, Tom Holland, to play Nathan Drake. Come on, man. You're better than this.
Like seriously, you could have gone anybody else to play that role.
Like, come on. It's,
So
it's like they didn't want to be faithful. Then it's Ruben Flesher, who's like he gets Sony's ass so many times, like Venom, Uncharted. He gets their ass so many times. I get it. Zombieland, he did. I actually watched Zombieland about 2 weeks ago, and I love Zombieland. But other than that, I don't know if he's directed a good movie, to be honest with you.
Where's my freaking Twinkie?
Not only that, the best part of that movie is anything involving the Bill Murray stuff. That
Yes!
is so funny. And
That-
then they go to the mansion. That whole 20 minutes when they're in the mansion, nothing's really happening, but
Oh
it's
my-
fucking hilarious.
That is like my favorite cameo in any movie.
Well, do you have any regrets? Maybe Garfield. And literally, he just gets shot because he thinks he's pretending to be a zombie. Good lord.
Oh, jeez.
That was a better Ghostbusters movie than Frozen Empire, I swear to God. That is a better Ghostbusters movie than Frozen Empire because they reference Ghostbusters and Woody Harrelson and Emma Stone trying to be Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, it's so much better than that piece of shit Frozen Empire. Well, I wouldn't say that movie's a piece of shit, but it's not good. Anyway.
Now, and also another game I plan on getting because I played the Astro's Playroom. I'm also gonna get
Astro's Playroom is a lot of fun. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting the game that he stars in, Astro Bot. So that way, because what you see in Astro's Playroom, that's basically
it's kind of like a tutorial for the PS5 controller. It's kind of like that.
Well, it's like that, but it's also what you are going to have to expect when you have his own game, without going through the entire lore of the PlayStation, saga.
That game is like literally like
it's like a museum of like you trying to get things for all the PlayStation stuff, like from the first PlayStation all the way to in fact all the way to the one we got right now.
It's a really meta kind of game. It's really fun.
Yes, it is. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say regarding what I plan to do with in the future for PlayStation. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, wow, 83 minutes. Let's see how long we get this review. It might be the shortest episode we ever done, but when we come back, oh wait, I forgot to upload the commercials. I knew I made some type of mistake before I went on the air. God damn it! I have to stall for a second.
Damn it!
Okay.
I have to start
since we're still talking,
I have to stall before it's probably going to take about a minute and a half for this to upload. Although technically we're on the air, it could take longer.
Yeah. Oh, Jordy. What about God of War Ragnarok.
That's
You
what I was
want?
gonna
You
ask
plan on
you.
getting
What
that?
about God of War?
I was just thinking about I was thinking about Romy when it came to God of War because
He's like, God of War, go get God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like his favorite franchise of all time,
Yeah,
right there.
it's
yeah
Okay,
he
it
you know
certainly
what
is one of them.
he can relate to the main protagonist because he's bald too,
And he's got anger issues.
and he's got anger.
You don't want to piss him off.
You don't like me when I'm angry.
Don't-
That's the Hulk.
To be fair, I've actually played like
Don't make
half of the first God of War game, but the one from 2018, and from what I've played
consider
so
that
far,
the fourth God of War.
Hey,
it's
Going to the
terrific.
fifth. Technically, it's the fifth.
Don't make the chalk angry. You won't like it when he's angry.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
Okay, Hunter Hughes says at least Kratos isn't
well,
bad.
he is bulky.
Well,
Anyway, when we come back,
that scene was actually from a Click, with Adam Sandler too.
fucking Click.
He's like,
I like that movie quite a bit.
You won't like him if he's angry. and he's turning the green up a little bit more. And he's like, cross-eyed.
I remember Click.
You know,
That was a good movie.
The one thing
I'm
I
not gonna
remember
lie,
about Clip.
That's like the only, Adam Sandler movie that I think that's not just a comedy, but it's actually pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty damn good film.
Also, I remember there's I don't
Hey,
know,
David, if you plan on debating Romy ever again, why don't you try that film?
Well, but here's the thing, though.
get what
David
you're
has
saying.
thin skin just for debates.
Not only
No,
that,
no, he doesn't have thin skin. Let me just say this. The reason why he lost in regards to freaking Happy Gilmore was because he was so unprepared. He had things that were not supposed to be relevant, like freaking
MTV Movie Awards.
like MTV Movie Awards, which aren't even close to being, Grammys or Emmys or whatever.
Well,
they're not
David,
And
y'all had corners open.
Wait a minute. And now, let's not forget Razzies. Really, David?
Razzies.
Really?
You're pretty much giving him fuel to the fire, especially considering you're referencing fucking Razzies.
Well,
And-
David,
and-
I hate to break it to you, but you all had corners open, and you let Romy gave the win.
And then there's also the fact that his internet was so bad. His connection with his webcam was so bad. It was like the shit.
Although there's the one scene I remember from Click. I mean, remember when the dogs are humping and fast forward? I remember when the dogs are humping.
Click is pretty underrated, especially the third act.
Yes, the third act is quite good. It's when it gets really dark at the end.
Yeah, and the thing is, and you know what? It's so funny. This is like one of those movies where Adam Sandler doesn't come off as a complete asshole.
Not really. I mean, plus you actually learned something by the end of the film. You could argue Big Daddy's kind of like that too. But,
yeah. See, the thing is, what we learn is that we do not take life for granted, even when we want to fast forward stuff that may or may not be.
Or rewind in some cases. But yeah, it's like it has a good message. It does.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people who, may not agree, but here's the thing. That could be the film. Hold on. What? What's the matter?
Hi, Mom.
Okay. Okay, then. I didn't know. I mean, I thought you wanted something. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's like the only film I think David could have had a chance to debate Romy against. But
either that or maybe something like one of the Drew Barrymore ones, like The Wedding Singer or 50 First Dates. Maybe he could have done a little bit better with those, because those are very sweet movies. I've never seen The Wedding Singer. I still haven't. I know I haven't. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm an Adam Sandler fan, at least of his early films, and I haven't seen The fucking Wedding Singer.
Speaking
Jesus
of
Christ.
50 First Date, what an asshole!
That's the only scene I know from 50 First Dates. What an asshole!
you know what? Since we're waiting for the trailer and the commercial,
I actually have it. I actually have the commercial.
Well,
for the commercial break, I have to find the TV spot now.
Well, before
Go ahead.
Before you play the TV spot, I want to talk about this real quick before we get into the review. I'm also thinking about purchasing this for PlayStation 5, on PlayStation Store. What do you think about the Star Wars Bounty Hunter? Like for, that's gotten
You know what?
remastered.
So Bounty Hunter, it's
Okay.
interesting because when I got my PS4, it came with Star Wars Battlefront, the reboot, and one of the game, and that is a card with it that gave you like 3 archival Star Wars games. Bounty Hunter was one of them. The other one was like something involving like the ships. I forget what it was called, and then I think the other one was Super Star Wars, the SNES.
Yeah,
games.
for some reason they don't have the other 2 SNES Star Wars out yet.
That's
which is
weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
But
yeah, they just recently done a remaster for Bounty Hunter, and
they did a remaster. Okay.
Yeah, they just did a remaster for the original game, and the graphics and all the other stuff look amazing from what I've seen online in the gameplays.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, though.
Get this. There's an added bonus they added to this too. Now, it turns out, and this wasn't even in the original game, because after you beat it, you can actually play, like, have a costume change from Jango to Boba.
Boba!
But here's the thing, though, too.
Yeah, like, you can actually play as Boba Fett or have the costume of Boba Fett in the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it going to be developed and published by the same company who did the remastered collection of Battlefronts 1 and 2?
Oh, God.
Dude, I'm telling you, that collection looked awful. Especially with the connection issues and multiplayer. It's ridiculous.
Here's the thing. If you're going to play the original Battlefront ones, I might suggest you purchase it off Xbox, like a marketplace within the, 1 or X/S, because, again, you should play the original games and not have the collection ones, because I think that's like a waste of time.
Because
I actually have it on Steam.
They really were
the original.
unprepared. They rushed it out to capitalize. They rushed it out very clearly.
Yeah.
It's a broken product.
But here's the fun fact about Bounty Hunter. Now, I don't know if it was remastered by the same people who did Battlefront for the original ones, but the thing is, I think the remaster for it, I've seen gameplay of it. It looks very good, and I'm thinking about getting it for myself soon.
Okay.
But here's a fun fact. The person who'd written and directed this video game, never did another project after that.
Really?
That's interesting.
That was actually his first and last project.
Okay, so it's like that his directorial effort and the last.
Yes, and the last. So
I can't remember his name.
2K20 of Star Wars. Would that be specific? Not NBA 2K20.
No, he's talking about WWE.
Because
wait, are you talking about the master? The
Battlefront remaster.
The remaster collection. Here's the thing.
It's like at least nobody's calling nobody bitch me. That's the only thing.
The thing is, they didn't have to do that. Okay, they had thing called downloaded emulators and all that stuff from the original games. I don't know why they won't do that for PlayStation.
They're already on Steam.
I have those.
On PC.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't understand why they don't do it for PlayStation Store. But then again, they do have it for Xbox. For the 1 and X/S.
What they could have done to make it like not even like you don't even really need a remaster. Just like at least give us the online functionality of it back. Like put up the servers, because these servers apparently were really shit. So I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be right back for real this time. We'll be right back.
Airhawk C-Chargers, small planes with big power. Real planes and choppers with a real motor, micro size. Feel the power and charge them up in under 10 seconds. Airhawks, fly far, fly fast. Airhawk C-Chargers, each sold separately. Batteries not included. From Spin Master.
Totally free. Feels good. Tax Act Federal Return. Totally free. Go to taxact.com and feel the free.
We had an R. Kelly statue? Oh my god.
Airhogs. I remember those.
I do too. But like I should make the R. Kelly clips, what's it? That's stupid. Use your common sense. That's
Oh my
Yo,
God,
Taylor
Tanner
doing
said,
this shit.
Tanner said
Give me
something.
use of my career.
He said, "Is it bad that I thought that Airhawks commercial was the ad for lots and lots of jets and planes?"
Oh, I remember that ad. Remember that program, lots and lots of jets and planes
Yes,
that aired on that commercial aired on Cartoon Network all the fucking time.
It
More
did. I
times than I
remember.
count.
I
And
love.
literally, it was all as a program about how like it was just a program about like jets and planes. It was like for kids, even though it sounded boring as fuck. But yeah. But anyway, this we were about to review is quite famous. It's one of the most critically acclaimed movies of 2009, and I forgot to edit this commercial, so you're
Okay.
gonna see some NBC
Okay, remember
bullshit
that
for the first 5 seconds.
you remember that director and producer that I talked to you about for Star Wars Bounty Hunter?
Yes.
Apparently his name was John Knowles. I don't know if he's still alive or dead, but like I said, that was the first and last, project that he ever did, I think, regarding to Star Wars, I believe.
Did he do other video games? That's the thing. Did
He did do other like he was a lead artist for Shadows of the Empire and graphics for Rebel Assault 2, The Hidden Temple, Dark Forces as an artist, Rebel Assault for additional artists, and X-Wing artist. And other than that, but here's the thing: this was like his only time he ever directed or designed a video game.
Although, to be fair, Shadows of the Empire was a fun game back in the N64 days, and I still have the cartridge.
Yeah, but the thing I'm talking about
cartridge.
I'm leading a project.
Yeah,
regarding
leading a project. He
Star
was
Wars
only an
related.
artist on Shadows of the Empire.
I see.
But yeah, the movie we're about to review today is one of the most critically acclaimed movies of 2009. It's one of Pixar's, probably one of their most well-known features. It is something that, everybody knows and loves. And unfortunately, I forgot to edit this damn ad. So technically speaking, it's going to have an NBC Super Bowl thing for the first 5 seconds of this video, and it will not be cropped. But anyway, here it is.
Up and away.
.com to see them all and pick your favorites.
Over the years, Disney Pixar has taken you on amazing journeys to worlds you've never imagined. On May 29th, they'll take you on their next great adventure with Carl Fredricksen. And he won't even have to leave his house. Disney Pixar invites you to discover a lost world with these guys.
Hi, Mr. Fredricksen. Please let me in.
No. All right. Disney Pixar's Up, presented in Disney Digital 3D.
Oh, beep, 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 oh. With my GPS, we'll never be lost. Oops.
To see a special first look of Up, go to Disney.com.
So, this
Okay, that part where he's blowing raspberries at those, at those workers, for Shady Oaks home, whatever I think it was.
The
Here's
retirement
the
home
thing.
people.
That was not in the final film.
Yeah, Soren just said this. That bit with Carl was changed to the final edit and for the better.
And that whole this GPS will never get lost. He never said that in the final film. He said with this baby will never get lost.
Yeah. But remember, the film was not finished at that time. I think that commercial aired during the Super Bowl, so the film was not finished. Super Bowl. Super Bowl when the Chiefs weren't fucking winning everything because Taylor Swift is on that stupid ass team at this point. Anyway.
Don't get me started.
By the way, there was a rumor killer that was stated that Taylor Swift did not go into. She was never involved with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool versus Wolverine? They're gonna kill each other?
No, I meant to say Deadpool and Wolverine.
Anyway,
write that one down.
Yeah,
What?
Up is a 2009.
Still, people were starting rumors that weren't even true about what happened. But regardless of that,
attention, just like the NFL like attention with Taylor Swift. I hope this year they don't give her any fucking attention. I'm praying that that's the case. You get their shit together.
I think whoever started that rumor must have been a punk ass stroll trying to get other people riled up.
Anyway, moving on to the film now. Up is a 2009 American animated comedy drama adventure film directed by the one and only Pete Docter, who was one of the longest running, I think at this point, the longest running director at Pixar. He directed films like Monsters Incorporated, this film, Inside Out, and Soul. Am I missing one more that he directed? I think I mentioned all of them, though. I think, is it Monsters Incorporated was his first. Yeah, I think that's all the films he's directed personally. Screenplays by Bob Peterson and Pete Docter. Story by Pete Docter, Bob Peterson, and believe it or not, Tom McCarthy. Yes, the director of Spotlight had to do with the story of this movie.
The story.
Yes, the story. Produced by Jonas Rivera, starring Ed Asner, Christopher Plummer, Jordan Nagai, and Bob Peterson as the voice of Doug, America's favorite dog, not counting Vincent, the dog. And it was released on May 29, 2009 by Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar Animation Studios. Budget was $175 million, and it made $735.1 million. Carl Fredricksen, a 78-year-old balloon salesman, is about to fulfill a long-time dream. Tying thousands of balloons to his house, he flies away to the South American wilderness, but curmudgeonly, Carl's worst nightmare comes true when he discovers that a little boy named Russell is a stowaway aboard the balloon-powered house. God. 98% rate on Rotten Tomatoes, 88% rate on Metacritic, 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and 4.1 on Letterboxd. And the first thing I want to say in terms of the movie, let's just knock out the first 10 minutes because I want to talk about the rest of this damn movie because I feel like the first 10 minutes of this movie are so overly talked about. It's like the Sixth Sense ending. Like, nobody talks about the beginning or the middle of the Sixth Sense. They always talk about the end. It's the exact opposite with Up. People talk about the beginning and never really anything else. So let's knock this one out very quickly. The opening 11 and a half minutes, I counted 11 and a half minutes of this movie, is emotionally gut-wrenching. It's one of the most depressing things ever put to movie theater screens. It will make you boil like a baby. And somehow I didn't cry during this viewing.
I know
Call
I
me
did.
a robot, I don't care.
I know I did. Like the first 11 and a half minutes just really pulls you in, really into the actual story that is about to be unfold afterwards.
Yes, but like this movie, like literally, it's one of the films should have won Best Picture. Out of all the nominees, do people say that The Hurt Locker did deserve it though? A lot of people. I don't know. What do you think, William?
You know what? It's a close because, believe it or not, The Hurt Locker and this one would be in my top 5 favorites of 2009 actually. But honestly, I'm not mad.
The best film of 2009 for me wasn't even nominated. Star Trek.
You know what? Give Star Trek some love, damn it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers to that, baby.
Yep, cheers too.
For Up, it is still, the first 10 minutes are, honestly, could have been a short film. It could have just been a short film on its own, preceded by another movie. Like,
this opening sequence too is done with like no dialogue at all.
That's not true. There's a lot of dialogue in the first 7.5 minutes of it. It's when the montage begins around the 7.5 minute mark when there's no dialogue until the very end of that scene. So there's a lot of dialogue.
That's what I was referring
people
to.
Misinterpret that the fact that the first 11 and a half minutes don't have no dialogue whatsoever. That's not true. There's a lot of dialogue, but it's when the montage starts and 7.5 minutes in, from that point forward for the last 5 minutes of the sequence, that's when it has no dialogue. I wanted to break that, common misconception. I try to break misconceptions, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But thank you. And the music alone too, just really.
Hey, you want to know who was the composer of Up? Was it? It's Michael Cimino. You want to know what else he did? Well, yes. Lost. And he did Star Trek, which the Star Trek score is slightly better than this one, but still the up score is absolutely phenomenal. But
Wow, I'm surprised Jordy didn't react to that.
Huh?
That Michael Giacchino.
What react to what?
That Michael Giacchino, the guy who did the music for Up, did the music for Lost, all 6 seasons.
I was honestly waiting for a reaction from Jordy here.
What's funny is that he was working on season 5 of Lost while he was doing the score for this. He was
I'm
working
sorry.
on season 5.
I'm not trying to, like.
Not Michael Cimino, Michael Giacchino.
There were a lot of things in the movie that I like, if there's one thing I do like, Russell, he knows that. He knows what he can do in this movie. And as for
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the first 10 minutes. We already referenced it. I want to talk about the rest of this movie mainly because a lot of people don't talk about that.
Just to be clear, I almost cried after the first 10 minutes because,
11
again.
and a half, but,
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm sorry that I'm a robot. It's still emotional. Don't get me wrong. I still felt something. So I'm not exactly that much of a robot. I said I felt something. It's better to feel something than feel nothing, okay? But after that, when it jumps to Carl, like waking up in the morning and he's just cranky as shit, it's like fucking hilarious. When he's just going down the his like recliner, and he's going down the stairs. And
before that, he was trying to get out of his bed, and then as soon he finally gets out of bed, he has a cracked that spine of his. It's like,
oh my goodness, But it's like I find it so funny, but he's literally holding out his house, and it's construction everywhere else around his area. Literally right there, you see a shot where the house is the only thing that's not being constructed on.
Yep.
And it's to the point where he refuses to sell the house. Like, that's part of his character growth, because this film, yes, it's kind of an adventure film. It's kind of a tribute to adventure films. But I think this film mostly is about grief, and it's about letting go. Gee, does that sound familiar? But, it's one of those things where it's about Carl becoming a better person and finally letting go of all the guilt and the grief that he has over the death of his wife. And, because at first when, Russell comes into the picture, he is just fucking irritated of him. And I think there's just a lot of layers to it, because a lot of kids who watch this movie, they could really relate to Russell, which is great. And then when you're older like me, you really relate to Carl. Think about it. The older you get, you fucking relate to Carl. It really is. It's because literally he's irritated of Russell. I bet you there's multiple times in life where you're just this person irritates the shit out of you. You just can't help it. You're just fed up. And I relate to that, even though technically, he's technically in the wrong, because remember, Russell's just a kid. He's naive. He has that naivete, and it's like that full thing. Just like I feel like Carl has a lot in common with the villain of the movie, Muntz. He has a lot in common to the point where he just cannot let go of things that happened to them in the past, and it pretty much drives them both mad in some ways. I know I'm trying to I know I'm being a little bit deep when it comes to this analysis, but I feel like it's so well done. It's about, in some ways, culture clash, because Carl sometimes, Carl not only has problems with technology, he literally calls somebody at one point a fucking hippie.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah. And hold up, I gotta say this one.
Hey, you
especially with
suit. Yes, you. Take a bath, hippie.
Okay.
I am not with him.
Yeah, and hold on, I gotta quote this one from Russell. Okay. Good afternoon. My name is, and I am a wilderness explorer in Tribe 54, Suite Lodge 12. Are you in any assistance today, sir? No. I could help you cross the street. No. I could help you cross your yard. No. I could help you cross your push? No.
I remember when he slams the door and he opens the door again, and Russell's there, and he goes back to the very beginning of what he was saying.
Yeah. And ow.
Yeah. It's really fucking funny. Like it's pretty much kind of like a dysfunctional family type of movie because Russell technically by the end does become part of his family in some ways, and the character growth between these two is what makes the movie special because Russell, he, he's a good kid, but like his father has been, very neglectful of him. He's not there all that often, and he kind of needs, somebody who could like, understand him. He's kind of like Carl ultimately becomes kind of like a surrogate father to him, almost like a surrogate father to him, and their bond what really elevates the film, really.
Yeah, it does.
You know, but oh,
What
here
up?
the movie which meant something unlike nowadays where Ember says the word ass once an elemental gets the PG.
What?
Nothing compared to Turning Red, which pushes the boundaries of PG so fucking hard. Turning Red pushes the PG boundaries so much. I'm surprised it didn't get a PG-13. But anyway, this movie has so many layers to it, which I really appreciate. With like about letting go of his past and moving on to a brighter future, and it leads me to, I know it's very late into the film, but this leads to one of the best scenes where he's looking at the scrapbook one more time, and he looks at that Ellie fills up with the pages of the missing pages of the scrapbook.
Yeah, like there's still more to
tell. Someone put it in the live chat.
Auga.
Auga.
Yeah. Wait, Inside Out 2 references Auga? Oh, I can't believe that's gonna be like a 10 out of 10 movie then. I never seen Inside Out 2. Did they reference Auga? Auga! But this, like, what was I talking about in terms of like the character growth and like it's like there's a bunch of layers, and we want to mention another character that I really love, Doug.
Hi there. What? Did that dog just say hi there? Oh, yes. My name is Doug. That dog is adorable.
Oh, yeah, he referenced Auga on Inside Out 2. Well, it's a 10 out of 10, and I haven't even seen it. Fuck. Like,
yeah,
Dog
my
is
master
fucking...
made me this color. He is a good master, and he is a good and smart master, and he made me this color so that I may talk. Squirrel.
Yeah. I love Doug so
it's just so
fucking
quotable.
much.
Like, you could literally quote every single iconic quote and never get tired of.
And I love you.
I love you. I have just met you, and I love you.
Yes. I love Doug. Other than, yes, Vincent the dog. He is the greatest. Like, Doug is certainly the greatest animated dog of all time. If Vincent is the greatest live action dog and overall dog of all time in entertainment, Doug is the best animated dog of all time.
Yeah, Squirrel.
He's a good boy. He's
Squirrel.
A good boy.
Okay. Yes.
And I actually really, what really stood out for me this viewing? Kevin. Kevin really stood out. You know who she is?
Yeah.
A peacock.
What's that thing?
A peacock. Peacock. And Kevin is just a really good character on in her. Excuse me, I keep on forgetting that she's a female.
It's like, funny. Like, when I was a kid, I always thought that Kevin was actually a male when I first saw it in theaters. But now I was just like, oh, okay. I guess Kevin is a girl's name.
Well, no, he named. Remember, he named him Kevin because he didn't know he was a female. He didn't know.
Yeah, it's like. Mm-hmm.
So,
that's true.
Yeah, it's like it is incredibly well done, and I actually like some of the other dogs too.
Uh-huh.
Like like what's the villain? Oh no! Oh boy, here we go again.
What the fuck is
no!
Surprise,
Jaden?
motherfuckers!
Oh, come
Jaden?
on. What? Don't be stealing
Oh,
the spotlight.
finally my spot.
Sorry, man. But
Man.
all rise, motherfuckers! Surprise, some fries, motherfuckers! But yeah, Up is a great movie, and if you didn't cry at the opening scene, you have no soul. Anyway, I gotta get going. Burgers just came in. Just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, burger.
Y'all do a great
Burger.
job and all
Yeah.
that. Hamasha, thank you, Jesus.
Doggo. Doggo.
That was quick.
I mean, excuse me, Victor. Victor,
What?
what do you have to say about that?
Say about what?
You
didn't
know
cry
what
for
he's
10
referring
minutes.
to.
The fact that I didn't cry and I didn't have a soul. I felt something.
You felt it, but you didn't feel anything with your eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. It's very hard for me to cry at movies. So I'm sorry. It's very fucking hard for me to cry. When was the last time I cried in a movie? I don't fucking remember.
I don't know, a
It's
big
very hard
freaking
for me to get through
kaiju.
that.
I don't know.
No, oh, that's right. Godzilla minus one was the last movie I cried at because the fucking ending. See, I have a soul, bitch, and whoever's seen the ending of Godzilla minus one knows what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
So, I'm a whip.
Yeah. You're talking about live action fantasy. Yeah, we're talking about CGI animated work that was put in by Pixar through Disney.
It doesn't matter. Godzilla minus one's a masterpiece. It doesn't matter if it's animated or live action.
Is that
It's
really
a
what you
masterpiece.
got? Is that really all you got to say?
Yes, that's all I
It
have to say.
doesn't matter what your monkey ass has to
I
say.
still stand by it. I still stand by it.
You know,
Oh, you mother! Stop bullying me, you mother! You.
Hey, do me a
You
favor.
piece
Do CPR on a burger.
You know, I love it how I'm the only one who's enjoying this.
Yes, it topped a Scream movie for me. You understand how hard that is? You understand? You know
Notice
I'm
me.
for Scream. Lost, Buffy, Kirsten, Scream, like the quadrilogy of fucking things that I'm constantly talking about on this damn show at this point. Damn it. Anyway, where was I? I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, because of Jordy.
What I really like about the film, first of all, Michael Giacchino's score is absolutely phenomenal. Did he get nominated for this? I'm pretty sure he did. And it's
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure he did. Because it got nominated for multiple Oscars. No. Yes, it won Best Original Score, so it did win.
Rightfully so.
Michael Giacchino's score is absolutely fantastic. It's memorable. It's funny. The highlight for the score is the first 11 and a half minutes. But like Giacchino understands. Like he brought a lot of the like this score reminded me a lot of like some of his later works, like Inside Out. In some ways, it's also reminded me in some cases of Lost. And remember when for example, the main theme, it's like, and that whole montage, they could have just put the fucking life and death theme from Lost whenever a major character dies. You know, that theme on Lost whenever somebody dies, what major character dies. But you know, it kind of reminds me of Lost in some ways, and reminds me of Inside Out. It reminds me also of The Incredibles in some ways. It's like a combination of a lot of Giacchino isms. I mean, he's one of a kind. He's one of those guys where he is like recognizable by, you know, just by hearing his music, and it's just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, like what can you say about him? He's one of the best composers ever.
Yes. Also, too, the humor kind of hits home, especially with Carl being so cranky. It really hits home for me. Like, especially, like, he just irritates he's irritated by Russell all the fucking time.
Please let me in. No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You can come. in.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things where it is just so funny. Doug is funny. Some of the other dogs, like Omega, I think that's the name of the other dog, one of the other dogs. That's no Gamma, who's funny too. And
Oh,
Alpha
yeah.
has a high pitched voice for some reason.
Oh, because the
The collar.
the collar, one of the wires was messed up.
Yeah. But like it's one of those things where I feel like what I like about it is that to me also with Muntz, yes, he's a villain, but to me, he's a villain that you understand where he's coming from because he wants to prove himself that he's not lying about all the stuff that he saw. He wants to be, but in the end, it kind of drives him mad. That's why he tries to pretty much kill Carl and Russell and everybody. And, it ultimately cost him his life. He literally gets killed because of that, Because of that, it's one of those things where it's like in some ways heartbreaking, but like he's gone to that point, but at the same time you just want him to die. And I love the action, the chase scene when they're trying to escape. That's a great sequence when they're like all these boulders are like the dogs are all chasing them and shit. It's great. Um like even like minor moments like the scrapbook at towards the end. Like it is so poignantly done. It's intelligent. The script is incredibly intelligent for an animated movie.
Or how
And
about the scene where Carl has to like remove all of his furniture out of the house so that he can actually fly his house towards that big ass blimp, and then as soon as he take it off, you can literally see the two chairs literally right next to each other.
yeah,
Like
it's one of those things where that's why I think it's
that
also
is
about letting go.
brilliant.
That's also why I think it's also about letting go because he has to learn to ultimately let go. And the note on the last page of the scrapbook said that thanks for the adventure. Now have a new one, and it's kind of again him letting go of the past and moving on, and pretty much taking in Russell as a kind of a surrogate kind of father to him when his
Or a
father
grandfather.
kind of like because remember his father's not really in the picture all that much, so it's kind of like not his really his father, but like a surrogate kind of father. So
Mm-hmm.
at least that's what I
Yeah.
and it leads like there's a great, sure there's great action in it, but I feel like the emotional depth of everything is what makes the movie stand out, and I think the movie brilliantly comes full circle with the last shot of the movie, and because that the dream was to land the house near Paradise Falls in the last shot of the movie because he lets go of the house and then it actually lands on Paradise Falls. It all comes
Mm-hmm.
full circle. The dream has been accomplished. I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it's one of those things where, like, even though it's only 95 minutes, I think it's 95 minutes, no, 96 minutes. It's one of those things where it never really wastes a second. It's one of those things where it's kind of like to put it to you this way, even though Elemental is kind of like a love story, I guess Up is kind of the prototype of it, but it's more about kind of like a father and son kind of dynamic rather than a relationship kind of dynamic. But I feel like Elemental pulled a lot from Up, and
Mm-hmm.
Peter Song, the director, pulled his own personal experiences into it as well, and it influenced other Pixar movies. That's what I'm trying to get at, and it's one of those films where I feel like it's going to maintain the legacy that it has. It's just, you know,
Easily.
it's one of the best Pixar material. I don't know if it's the best because it's a very hard caliber because Pixar is so fucking great. You don't know which one is the best,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's a brilliant film. So, you know what? 5 out of 5. Fuck it.
Just rewatching Up really hits me home. Really, just everything about it is just pitch perfect. The opening sequence, all the characters, the animation, the score, like you said, and the brilliant, I mean, brilliant final shot where I was like, Carl, you did the right thing for your wife. You did the one goal that you had in mind,
Let's not
And
forget the
look
scene
where you
where
came.
he's literally having ice cream with Russell, just like his that
Yes, and they were looking at like the cars and
that's the full another full circle kind of moment, and I feel like a lot of Tom McCarthy's like input was very much in the script. I feel like because it's a lot more intelligent than a lot of animated films. Like I gave a lot of, like I said before, I'm not as much into animated films as much as I do, as much as I used to, mainly because Illumination could go kiss my ass. But Pixar is the only animation studio, but I genuinely still respect because they don't make films for children. They make films for all ages.
exactly. And
Yep.
that takes me a long time when I first saw it in theaters when it was released too, and that was
Actually, I saw it in the theater as well. I saw it in 3D. I remember. I
I
saw it in
don't
3D.
actually I don't remember if I saw it in 3D or not.
I did.
I don't remember because correct me if I'm wrong. This was like the first Pixar movie to be released in 3D, right?
Yes, this was their first 3D movie. It was.
Yeah, and you can just like tell it's very immersive too.
Uh-huh.
So how should I
Anyway.
rate up? Honestly, I'm giving this movie a complete 6 out of 5 stars.
I saved 6 for very special movies, and Star Trek was the movie I gave a 6 to, but 5 out of 5 will do.
Yep,
What about you, Jordy?
it's my favorite film of 2009.
So what'd you
in
get?
my opinion.
I gave it a 5, he gave it a 6.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 as well. It is definitely one of the most recommended, movies in Pixar to watch.
And it's one of those things where it is one of Pixar's best films when you really look deep. It's one of those things where like the characters are so memorable, but again, the layers is what I really appreciate about it. It's intelligent, it's very well written, it's poignant, it's powerful, it's beautiful. It's it's so many different things, and I think Pete Docter made it even more powerful in Soul. That's just my opinion because I think that the next movie he did after Up. Did he? No, Inside Out. Inside Out. He did Inside Out first, but like Inside, he elevated it further with Inside Out and Soul. And I think I prefer Inside Out and Soul over Up, but it's still a great movie.
Tough, but the little details is what I really appreciate. They were like the cherry on tops. That's what I was looking for in an animated movie.
Yes, I feel like this is why Pixar still remains to be the best animation studio on the fucking planet right now. They still got it. I don't give a shit whatever people say. They still got it. They still had it. Their only weak point was Cars 2 and Brave. That's it.
Yeah.
Cars doo-doo and Brave also doo-doo.
The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, fuck me.
Cars
Good
3.
Dinosaur. Anyway, that's it for this review. Oh my god. This is our shortest episode, I believe, up to one of our shortest episodes to date. 2 hours and 7 minutes, because next week we don't have to spin the wheel because we already planned the next week. It's our 2-year anniversary. It's the moment everybody's been waiting for, and it's time to put it to you this way. How can I put this what I review for next week? Oh, I got it. Wait. This is in terms of what we're going to review next week. It's one of these things where it is one of the most iconic films of all time. It's one of the greatest action movies ever fucking made, ever. It's the Wachowskis' best movie. They never even fucking come close. So for next week, how long? Not long, because what you reap is what you sow. Does anybody get the reference? Hey, but if you don't, The Matrix is next week. And hopefully, I'll get Jared, hopefully, to come on board. He probably will come back. Because it's the anniversary episode. We gotta do something special. And remember, I have something. I said this. I don't know. I said this off camera. Did I say it on the air? If not, I'll repeat it again. I have something very special planned for next week. Very fucking special that everybody wants me to do. I will not say what it is at this time, but I will be doing something very special for my topic next week because a lot of people want to know my thoughts on this certain thing that I'm talking about. And next week, you're going to get it. So that's all for me. William, any last words?
Well, all I can say is Well, for next week, Neo's not the only one.
That is one of the worst puns you've ever done on this show.
Get
Go to jail.
Because Jet Li is the one.
Oh, piss off with the one. Piss off. Piss off. Piss off. Jordy, roll us out.
That being said, thank you all so much for watching the Popcorn Panel Podcast, episode 87. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you missed out on the live chat, comment down below. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Also, be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever this channel, the David 2000 Network, does an upload, a premiere, or a live stream of this one at all times. Same goes for the Count Victor Devay, the Conqueror William Braun, and yours truly, the Unblown Out Surge, Jordy Scout, aka J Man's Legit. And next week on our second anniversary, we will be doing episode 88 with The Matrix. So that being said, God bless you all. Have a great night and stay healthy for your Barry tomorrow. So yeah.
No, so excuse me. I gotta find my sunglasses. So yeah.
And if you excuse me as well, it's time to prepare for probably one of the biggest episodes of the year until about episode 100. But in other words, this is the calm before the storm, everybody. Next week, the storm arrives. Good night.
You fucking mark!